Yes, you've probably all heard about this by this point, but the Supreme Court has decided in a narrow, as in narrowly defined, not narrowly won, court case, which was 172, that the Baker, in the Baker versus gay couple case, he's clear. He's in the clear. They overturned it because Colorado was being a dick. That's literally the really short summation of the whole thing, is that the state of Colorado, their whole thing, they were inconsistent, and they were treating him with disdain and were rather hostile towards him. So they went, in this particular instance, no, fuck you, Baker wins. They went narrow because they don't want to address the larger issue of religious rights versus, gay people's rights, which is fair, I understand. So they just went, nope, we're going to just talk about this one case, this one instance, this one moment, and we're going to deal with this. And in this particular moment, the Baker was in the clear because he wasn't being treated properly. And I agree. He was treated like shit, as far as I'm concerned. It wasn't fair to him at all. And on top of it, it's not that he didn't serve them because they were gay. Because he served gay people before. He'll sell them muffins and shit. That apparently has never been a problem. From what I understand. That could be wrong, but that's... Last time I heard anything about it, he served gay people before, and it's not an issue. He just wouldn't make them a wedding cake because they were gay. Because it was for a gay wedding, which was against his religion. And to point out how religious this guy is, he closed on Sundays. It's not a big deal. But he would not make stuff for Halloween. Let that sink in. He was so religious, he did not believe in Halloween as a holiday. Okay? That's pretty religious. It's not him just fucking around and being a bigot, and hiding behind it. He's pretty serious about this. And he was also fairly nice about the whole thing. Now, granted, it's not great, and I get why some people are upset, but really, the Supreme Court, frankly, did the smartest thing they could do. We're going to talk about this one instance, and that's it. No big sweeping shit. Just, this one moment, and that's the end of it. Smartest thing they could have done in this situation. And most people are going, well, they haven't set precedent. How do we solve this problem now? They just told you how. That's the thing I find kind of funny. My own personal thoughts on this is that they've set the precedent for what you're supposed to do now. You look at each incident by itself with just the facts pertaining to that incident. Because each one is going to be different. Each one is going to have significantly different baggage behind it. And each one needs to be treated that way. This is an issue that can't be neatly brushed over. It can't be just... You can't make a sweeping decision about it. Because there's just so much involved. There's so many moving parts. There's so many tiny details. It'll never work. You got to do each one by itself. And it's great. Okay, I like that. Wonderful. Good choice, Supreme Court. As to the two dissenting opinions, it's the exact two you'd think. It's Ginsburg and Sotomayor. Who's surprised by that, right? Their whole stance is that, okay, basically the reason, I'll get a little more into it. The specific reason is that there was a court case back in 2014 in Colorado where a man brought forth that he felt he was being discriminated against by bakers because they would not make an anti-gay cake. Okay, that was the reason. They would not make an anti-gay cake. Now, they said that the message was hateful and that he shouldn't do that. Okay, fine. Well, they didn't... The Supreme Court, the assenting opinion, did not believe that Colorado was being consistent with that decision. Because they said, that guy, no, bad, you shouldn't be able to do that. They sided with the bakers on that instance. Well, they sided against the bakers on this one because he denied to make something that he thought was offensive in his view. That's the thing. Remember, offensiveness is entirely subjective. Now, Ginsburg and Sotomayor don't agree with this comparison. They're like, no, they would have denied that to anybody, regardless if they were Christian or not. But this case, he denied it specifically because they're gay. To them, I say, no, he denied it specifically because they wanted him to make a gay wedding cake. That's it. If they wanted a birthday cake, if they wanted cupcakes, if they wanted cookies, he would have been fine. They wanted a gay wedding cake. That's why he wasn't okay with it. As far as I am aware, that is how that played out. And I think that's okay. Personally, I mean, you gotta. Let's be honest here. Let's be straight here. He's not the only bakery in town, and from what I've seen in other quotes, he's flat out. He flat out stated that he even was going to give them recommendations where they could go to get a cake. It's just he wasn't going to do it. Because his exact words on this were that each cake he makes is a work of art. And he is an artist. Okay. I haven't seen his cakes, but his store is called Masterpiece, I think it was Masterpiece Bakery. Or something like that. It was like Masterpiece Cakes or Masterpiece Cake Shop. That's what it was. It's Masterpiece Cake Shop. Yeah, that sounds like he's dealing with high-end cakes. Okay? Fair. No one can compel you to make art. They can't make you make something. As far as I'm concerned, especially art. Okay? That would be like someone putting a gun to my head and saying, you must make this video that does this. No. Okay? Someone may not consider what I do art. It kind of isn't, but you get the point. I am creating something I like to make. I like doing this. I enjoy talking about these things. You can't make me make this. You cannot force me to make these things. And that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to force him to make something he did not want to make, nor he felt was right. He felt it was wrong. That would be like an SJW coming up to me and saying, I want you to bake a cake that says fuck all men. No. I refuse. Simply because I don't like that. You seem very hostile and I want you to go away. Now, if they want to buy a generic cupcake or some shit, fine. They want to buy a generic cake from me, fine. They want to do that and then buy some frosting and then write fuck all men on it themselves? Sure. I'm not going to write fuck all men on it. That's it. That's how that works. And honestly, I almost think they should have did that. It's like, here, get a generic cake, like a big graduation cake or something, and then you can make that your wedding cake. Hell, when my sister got married, she didn't even have a wedding cake. She had lots of cookies. I much preferred that, frankly. It was way nicer than having cake. There's, tiers of cookies, and there's cupcakes and shit. It was awesome. Screw cakes. Cakes are overrated and really expensive. But yes, as far as I'm concerned, and there's a long ramble here. I'm just going. But yes, to conclude all this, the Supreme Court did good. Good job, guys. That's probably the smartest thing you could have done. All right, everybody, so like, share, subscribe. Please do all of that. I would love to get more subscribers. I would love to try to break 100 if that's even possible in the next couple months. I doubt it, but whatever, I'll go for it. See y'all next time. Peace out.